Hi guys, is car a liability? And is it possible to have a car for free? Well, you're about to find out in that video. So, is car a liability and is it possible to have a car for free? As I've mentioned in the video before, in my previous video, assets versus liabilities, I've explained briefly what assets and liabilities are. If you'd like to get some more information, you can always, find out some more information on internet. You can read books about it. Well, I recommend only the good books. And if you're searching for information on forums, I don't recommend that because the more people there are, the more opinions there are, and you can get easily confused. But I've explained in my previous video briefly what assets and liabilities are. And to answer briefly, if a car is a liability, absolutely yes. How come? Well, basically, car doesn't provide you any income, doesn't give you any profit. You can only lose money with car. Actually, it's something that pulls the money away from your, out of your pocket. Now, I had a conversation lately with a friend of mine about cars and that kind of stuff, and he's very passionate about cars. He changes them very often, at least like once, well, at least once a year. So it's quite often, in my opinion. Well, at least for me. I explained that I do not own a car, and because personally I do not need a car. I do not travel by car very often. I live in like downtown, so everything I need, I basically have like few minutes walk, whatever. I do not need. If I travel somewhere else, I use the planes, and there's a lot of modes of transportation these days. We had a conversation about cars and that kind of stuff, and I've explained that car is a liability and something that we do not really need. Well, according to the economy and description, car is a luxurious good, which means basically it's not something that we need, but it's something that we want. It's something that we crave for. That's why it's a luxurious good. It's actually something that only rich people can afford, or poor people buy it as well because they want it, not because they need it, because they want it. So we had this conversation lately, and I've explained him that he loses a lot of money while having a car, actually, of his own. And because there was a hot conversation, I wrote something down, and I have this piece of paper with me. I like to slowly calculate a few things for you guys so that you might understand something. So, for example, I want to give you some information because it's something you should know about it. Something you should learn more about it. So, okay, let's cut to the chase, and I'd like you to, if you watch the video, maybe think about it for some time. Well, actually, here's the example. Let's say we have a car. On this example, we have a car, and it's worth $10,000. The car is worth $10,000. So you take $10,000 of your pocket, from your pocket, you put it on a table, you buy a car, whatever it is, doesn't matter. You pay approximately, per average, per month, $200 per month, for petrol, right? Then you pay, well, actually, that's gonna be equal of $12,000 in 60 months. Okay, we're gonna talk about the 60 months period here. So if you pay $200 per month for petrol in 60 months, is gonna be equal of $12,000. Then you have to add additional, approximately, let's say, $250 per year for insurance, which is equal of $1,250. Okay, just for insurance. It's gonna be equal of 23,000. 22,000. Yeah, something like 22,050 dollars. So let's add additional $1,750 for other things like repairs and I don't know. You have to clean your car from time to time, or refill your oil and that kind of stuff, and other things I absolutely forgot. So approximately within 60 months, 5 years, the total cost of his car that he bought for $10,000 is gonna be $25,000. Now $25,000 is a lot of money. Okay, he owns a car, but still it lost his value. So even if after 5 years he's gonna want to, sell his car, and let's say $5,000, still he lost $20,000. Okay, now that's a lot of money actually, isn't it? He bought a car for $10,000, and within 60 months he paid every for, just keeping his car in total $25,000. Despite if he's gonna sell it or not, $25,000 after 60 months is a lot of money. Now I've explained that I can actually, because I do not own a car at the moment, because I do not need to own a car of my own. There's a lot of modes of transportation I use. Actually, I do not use them every day because, like I said, I live downtown. I have a lot of things, just actually, at a distance of, throwing a pebble. I know there's a lot of people that live, far from town, on the outskirts of town, uptown, and basically, some people, travel a lot. I fully understand it. But because I do use different modes of transportation, here in Poland, for example, we have this very popular right now, very common thing it's called car sharing, where you can actually rent a car per minute. Basically, there's a lot of companies coming up right now. I'm not going to give their names, not to give any advertisement. There's one very popular, very common I use very often. Actually, they had a fee that you have to pay per minute. But now, they've actually, they got rid of this fee, and you pay only for distance, which means that you have to pay like 40 cents per kilometer, which is not expensive. And because I do not use this car every single day, I do not have to pay for first off, I do not have to pay for an insurance. I don't have to clean the car. I don't have to pay for cleaning the car. I do not pay for petrol. I only pay for the distance I've covered with car. So, there's a lot of money saved by up to this point. I understand that maybe sometime you like to go somewhere some far away because you cannot park the car every single where. You can use the taxis, speed drivers, for example, or anything like that. There's a lot of Uber. There's a lot of actually companies covering taxis right now. It's not that I'm trying to pull you away from buying a car, because it is cool, but at the moment, like I said, if I wanted to, I'd buy me a car, but I just do not need it actually. And because I like to focus all my investments, all my money, savings, whatever, on assets. So like I said in the previous video, if you have, for example, it's something I recommend for you, if you have to first make more assets so they might cover all your liabilities. I'm not saying I cannot afford a car, because of course I can, but like I said, I do not need it. So okay, for example, if you like to go somewhere else, there's a lot of modes of transportation I could use. But let's say, for example, that I wish to buy me a car. I wouldn't buy a car right away. I mean, I could, just go to a salon, and basically to a store, and say I want this car or this car, whatever. I could pay money, check whatever. But I wouldn't do it this way, even though I can afford it. Why? Well, in the beginning of the video, I explained you can have a car for free. I mean, is it possible? Well, let me put it this way. Yes, it is possible. And so there's another calculation for you guys so that you might understand. So let's say, for example, following the example I've given before, a friend of mine bought a car for $10,000. Okay, what I would do with that money? First off, I wouldn't buy the car with that money. $10,000 is a lot of money for a lot of you guys, for a lot of us, and I would invest that money first off to make it an asset. Well, okay, for example, I have $10,000. I decide to invest that money and make it an asset. So I decided to find and sort of trust, let's say, for example, any company, whatever, any financial product that gives me an income of, excuse me, 5% per month, 5% monthly, for example. So if I have $10,000, I get $500 per month. So now I go to the bank or to the salon, and I say, yes, I want to buy the car, but I want to get a loan from the bank. Okay, I want to get a loan from the bank. So I buy a car, I get a loan from the bank, and I pay an installment monthly worth of $200 for that car for 5 years. Okay, I pay additional, excuse me, $200 for petrol monthly as well, and I leave $100 per month for other stuff like, I don't know, refilling oil from time to time, maybe cleaning, doing some technical sort of repairs or observations, whatever it is necessary for me. And at this point, I do not have anything left. But because I've invested $10,000 to get 5% of income monthly, after 5 years, I'm not gonna lose a penny, and I will get my $10,000 in return, whilst my friend lost $20,000. Well, $25,000 actually, if he hadn't sold his car. If he sold his car, he'd be like $20,000 on minus, you know what I'm saying? And because I did it this way, I haven't lost a penny. I haven't lost a penny. And, well, I don't have to mention you what it would be like if, for example, I'd invest and in an instrument, in a financial instrument, excuse me, that would provide me a higher percentage, like let's say, for example, I don't know, 7, 8, or maybe 10% per month. Not only I would get a car that I wouldn't have to pay a penny from my own money, because because all the assets and all the profits that I receive from this financial income would cover the whole cost of this car, but also I will get an additional money into my pocket, which means basically not only I haven't lost a penny, I got a car for free for 5 years, and I've earned money as well. So it's simple as that. So I'm not trying to pull you guys away from actually buying a car, because it's something a lot of people dream of and crave for, no problemo. But I'm trying to explain you guys the difference between assets and liabilities and how that you can do it in a better way. There's another friend I've mentioned in one of my videos actually, that bought a car for $5,000 as well. I'm trying to explain him but he didn't want to listen. But actually, it's a good way to actually get a car. I mean, a lot of people say, well, why would I want to get a loan if I can afford a car? Well, you can do it. You can buy a car, but if you do it this way, of course you pay some money to the bank. The bank is gonna get a profit from you. But then again, it's simple mathematics. You can calculate it on your own at home. You can do it yourself. So even though you pay $200 per month, for example, to the bank when you get a loan, you buy a car for 5 years, and you pay $200 of installment per month. You buy a car worth of $10,000. But still, like I said, on these calculations, you can do it yourself. You can get like 5% or even more. You can get a car for free. And after 5 years, not only you have this car, because you don't lose it. You have this car. You've paid for the car. It's yours, and you still have $10,000. And if you still keep on investing that money, you're gonna get more, because it's gonna cover first off your insurance, repairs, or petrol, whatever, and still you have some money to the pocket, and you can still reinvest that money. So it's worth something of thinking. Actually, like I said, car is a liability. It doesn't give you any profit, but if you do it in a smart way, if you do it in a wise way, well, you can get a car that way. Or same with everything else, if you'd like to, same with anything else, because like I said, the most important thing is to make assets. First, make assets, and then when you have assets big enough, high enough to actually cover all your liabilities, you're where you should be. And I wish you that, guys. So thanks for watching, and God bless.